This article covers 1. Arsenal predicted lineup versus Brentford. 2 key changes made amid big Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka decisions. 2. The latest Arsenal injury news and expected return dates, including updates on Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice after the win over Real Madrid. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. The latest Arsenal team news, injury update and predicted 11 ahead of their Premier League clash with Brentford. To begin with the lineup. Arsenal remain second in the Premier League table behind Liverpool and look set to miss out on the title once again this season. They are back in action on Saturday against Brentford as they aim to close the gap on the Reds. Mikel Arteta's side head into the game on the back of their impressive 3-0 win over Real Madrid in the Champions League last time out. The Gunners have one foot in the semi-finals and head over to Spain for the second leg next week. Declan Rice scored 2 superb free kicks against the La Liga giants at the Emirates Stadium. Mikel Merino also got himself on the scoresheet. Arsenal goalkeeper and defensive options. Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya is in line to play against his former club Brentford. He was the Bees' number 1 before his switch to his current club. The former Blackburn Rovers man kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid and should be in confident mood. Jurriën Timber and Lewis Miles Skelly are likely to get the nod again for the Gunners. The latter has competition from Kieran Tierney from the bench if needed. They both like to get up and down the flanks of defense and get forward when they can when Arteta's side attack. In the heart of defense, the ever-present William Saliba will be looking to keep Brentford at bay. Jakub Kiwior has stepped in for the injured Gabriel and has done well over the past couple of matches. Gabriel is out for the rest of the campaign, which has opened the door for the Poland international to get his chance to show what he can do. Will Bukayo Saka start against Brentford? Rice was the star of the show for Arsenal against Real Madrid. However, he is a doubt for this fixture against Brentford. Arteta has said, "I think Dec had an issue with his foot. I don't know if it was a tackle or what it was." The Gunners won't want to risk the ex-West Ham man against the Bees and have a decision to make. It wouldn't be a surprise to see him taken out of the firing line for this one and replaced by Jorginho alongside Martin Odegaard and Thomas Partey in the middle of the park. He will be assessed over the next 24 hours or so. Arteta will also have to weigh up whether to play Saka against Thomas Frank's men. His injury issues have been well documented over recent times, and although he has returned recently, something new has cropped up. Arteta has said, "Bukayo was after he got tackled on the foul. I think he had a knock, and he had to go off. Leandro Trossard will be ready and waiting to step up if Saka is dropped." The 30-year-old has made 46 appearances in all competitions this term and has scored 7 goals. He chipped in with 17 last term but hasn't quite reached the same heights. Gabriel Martinelli should be in the starting 11 again with Merino up. Arsenal still have a host of players sidelined up top, including Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. That is an area they will look to address in the summer window. Saka, Rice and Calafiori. Latest Arsenal injury news and expected return dates ahead of Brentford match. And to continue with the latest Arsenal injury news and expected return dates, including updates on Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice after the win over Real Madrid. Arsenal's sublime second-half performance against Real Madrid may have put them firmly in control of the Champions League quarter-final, but it may also have come at a cost. There are now concerns over potential injuries picked up by both Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, who has only just returned from a lengthy layoff. Mikel Arteta admitted that both players had suffered knocks during the 3-0 win over the reigning European champions at the Emirates, but will either be fit to play against Brentford in the Premier League this weekend. We've got all the latest updates on Arsenal's injured players below, along with their expected return dates when available. Were Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice injured against Real Madrid? Both Saka and double free kick hero Rice were hauled off in the second half after picking up apparent knocks, but Arteta told the media after the match that neither issue looked serious, and shots of the two players chatting in apparently unconcerned fashion on the bench as the game wore on seemed to suggest that they weren't in significant pain. Rice endured an issue with his foot after scoring 2 sublime long-range strikes, while Saka, whose ingenuity and industry gave the Real defense several headaches, picked up what Arteta only described as a knock. The Arsenal head coach also told broadcaster Amazon Prime that he believed the England winger was fine, despite being treated by a physio after appearing to limp off the pitch. There will still be some concern over the fitness of Saka, who was making his first start since December after he underwent surgery on a serious hamstring injury, but as it stands there is no indication that either player will miss a considerable amount of time. Both players could be seen as minor doubts for the game against Brentford at the Emirates on Saturday, but seem likely to be able to play their part. Riccardo Calafiori added to Arsenal's long-term injury list. While the initial prognosis for both Saka and Rice seems to be positive, there has been less good news concerning Riccardo Calafiori, who sustained a knee injury while on international duty with Italy. Arteta has told the press that the versatile defender, who has endured a torrid time with injuries since signing with Arsenal last summer, will be out for weeks. There is, at least, a chance that Calafiori returns before the end of the season, with an early mid-May return possible if rehabilitation goes well. The same can't be said for Gabriel Magalhaes or Kai Havertz, both hamstring, who will be out for the rest of the season, or Gabriel Jesus, ACL, who is not expected back until the autumn. Gabriel and Havertz should at least be ready for pre-season training. As of April 11, 2025, Arsenal FC has provided updates on several key players regarding their injury statuses and expected return dates. Bukayo Saka. The winger has been sidelined since December 2024 due to a hamstring injury that required surgery. Manager Mikel Arteta has indicated that Saka has a good chance of returning to action following the international break in late March. Gabriel Jesus. The forward suffered a knee injury in January 2025 during a match against Manchester United and was stretchered off the field. Arteta described the injury as severe, and Jesus has been undergoing further examinations. Ben White. The defender has been out since November 2024 after undergoing knee surgery. Arteta has not ruled out the possibility of White returning before the end of January 2025. Riccardo Calafiori. The defender missed the match against Manchester United in January 2025 due to a muscular injury. His participation in subsequent fixtures was uncertain at that time. Ethan Nwaneri. The young midfielder sustained a muscle injury in early January 2025 during a draw with Brighton and Hove Albion. He was not expected to return until February 2025. Mikel Merino. After signing with Arsenal in August 2024, Merino suffered a shoulder fracture during his first training session, sidelining him for several weeks. He made his debut on October 1, 2024, as a substitute in a UEFA Champions League match against Paris Saint-Germain. Merino scored his first league goal later that month and has since become a significant contributor to the team. Thomas Partey. The midfielder has experienced multiple injuries over the past seasons. He returned to the starting lineup on August 24, 2024, scoring in a victory over Aston Villa, and has been praised for his consistent performances since. William Saliba. The defender has been a regular starter for Arsenal. Despite being part of France's squad that reached the World Cup final in December 2024, he played limited minutes and was expected to be available for Arsenal's subsequent matches. In terms of team performance, Arsenal has shown resilience and progress in recent matches. Notably, on April 8, 2025, they secured a historic 3-0 victory over Real Madrid in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals. Midfielder Declan Rice was instrumental, scoring 2 free kicks, while Mikel Merino added a third goal. This win positions Arsenal favorably as they aim to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2008-2009 season. In domestic competitions, Arsenal has maintained a solid form, with recent Premier League results including a 1-1 draw against Manchester United on March 9, 2025, a 1-0 victory over Chelsea on March 16, 2025, a 2-1 win against Fulham on April 1, 2025, and a 1-1 draw with Everton on April 5, 2025. These performances reflect the team's competitive edge as they continue to contend for top positions in the league. Arsenal secure highly rated Scottish defender Callum Hamill from St Johnstone. Arsenal have completed the signing of highly rated Scottish defender Callum Hamill from St Johnstone, further strengthening their youth ranks with one of Scotland's most promising young talents. The 15-year-old centre-back, who turns 16 on March 1, will officially join the Gunners on July 1 as part of a deal that includes a 6-figure package with add-ons, ensuring St Johnstone receive at least £100,000 in compensation for their academy graduate. A rising talent in Scottish football. Hamill has been regarded as one of the most exciting defensive prospects in Scottish football, attracting interest from several clubs before Arsenal secured his signature. The young defender has already trained with Arsenal's under-18 side, showcasing his abilities ahead of his move to North London. His talent did not go unnoticed, with former Arsenal midfielder and current U18s coach Jack Wilshere playing a key role in scouting him. Wilshere's influence in Arsenal's youth setup has been growing, and his involvement in identifying Hamel highlights the club's focus on nurturing young talent. What Arsenal fans can expect from Hamel. A strong, composed centre-back with impressive tactical awareness, Hamel is known for his ability to read the game well and play out from the back, an essential quality for defenders in Arsenal's system. His development at St Johnstone has seen him progress rapidly, earning recognition at the youth international level with Scotland. While he is still young, Hamel's move to Arsenal represents a massive step in his career, and he will be expected to continue his progression in the club's youth setup before potentially breaking into the first team in the future. Arsenal's commitment to youth development. The signing of Hamel is yet another statement of intent from Arsenal regarding their youth recruitment strategy. The club has made a habit of signing promising young players in recent years, with an emphasis on developing talent for the long term. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal's pathway from the academy to the first team has been clear, with players like Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Ethan Nwaneri all making an impact after rising through the ranks. Hamel will be hoping to follow in their footsteps as he begins his journey in North London. What's next for Hamel? Hamel will officially join Arsenal in July, where he is expected to integrate into the club's youth setup, likely featuring for the U18s initially before progressing through the ranks. His development will be closely monitored, with Arsenal's coaching staff keen to shape him into a future first-team player. For now, Arsenal fans can be excited about the arrival of yet another talented young defender, as the club continues to build for the future. A strategic move for Arsenal's future. Arsenal's acquisition of Callan Hamel aligns with their long-term vision of building a squad with a strong balance between world-class talent and homegrown youth prospects. The club's investment in young players, particularly in defense, suggests they're planning for the next generation of centre-backs who could eventually step up to the senior squad. With William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes forming a solid defensive partnership at the moment, Arsenal is ensuring they have depth and options for the future. The likes of Real Walters, Lino Souza, and Miles Lewis-Skelly have already been tipped for big things, and Hamel's arrival adds another exciting name to Arsenal's youth ranks. The Jack Wilshere influence. A notable aspect of this signing is the involvement of Jack Wilshere, Arsenal's U18s coach. Since taking up his coaching role, Wilshere has been instrumental in identifying and developing young talent, using his experience as a former player to connect with and mentor young prospects. Wilshere, who knows what it takes to break through at Arsenal, personally scouted Hamel, which speaks volumes about the defender's potential. His recommendation likely played a crucial role in convincing the club to make a move, and his presence will be key in helping Hamel settle into life in North London. What this means for St Johnstone. While losing a top academy talent like Hamel is always a blow for a club like St Johnstone, the six-figure compensation package ensures they benefit financially from his move. This kind of deal is becoming more common as Premier League giants look north of the border for emerging talent. Scottish clubs are increasingly finding themselves in this position, with young players getting snapped up by English academies due to the financial and developmental opportunities available. St Johnstone, however, can take pride in having nurtured a player who has caught the eye of one of England's biggest clubs. Callan Hamel's move to Arsenal is another example of the club's commitment to youth development and long-term squad planning. With Wilshere's endorsement and a clear pathway to progress within Arsenal's academy, Hamel has the opportunity to develop into a top-level defender. While it may take time for him to break into the senior squad, Arsenal fans will be eager to track his progress. If he lives up to his potential, this signing could be another shrewd investment in the future of the club. Mikel Arteta offers worrying Gabriel injury update ahead of Real Madrid clash. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share for more updates. Arsenal lost Gabriel to injury in Tuesday's 2-1 win over Fulham. Gunners face Real Madrid in Champions League quarter-final next week. Jurrien Timber also forced off injured. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has admitted his concern as the Gunners lost both Gabriel Magalhaes and Jurrien Timber to injury against Fulham. Bukayo Saka made his long-awaited return from his own injury to net the winner in Arsenal's 2-1 victory on Tuesday evening, but fitness issues continue to plague Arteta's side at the other end of the pitch. With Ben White ruled out and Ricardo Calafiori injuring his knee on international duty, Arsenal fans were horrified at the sight of Gabriel pulling up with a hamstring injury just 16 minutes into Tuesday's game. Timber, who has only recently overcome a bout of illness, was then forced off late in the second half, leaving Arteta sweating over his defensive options ahead of next week's Champions League quarter-final first leg against Real Madrid. "We don't know how they are going to be," Arteta said of Gabriel and Timber. We will be assessing them tomorrow and understand better how we are with those two. If there are two players in this team who never want to come off, it's those two probably. Gabby felt something in his hamstring. We don't know how big that is. And with Jurriën as well. He already was struggling very early in the game. He managed to continue and at some point he couldn't. That's the downside. Jurriën was a knee injury. While admitting his disappointment towards losing 4 defenders to injury in 1 week, Arteta insisted Arsenal have picked up plenty of experience when it comes to battling injury crises. The good thing is it's been like this all season, Arteta said. You see, Gabriel Martinelli today, we missed him for 3 months. You see Bukayo, 4 months. Kai Havertz, 4 months. Gabby Jesus almost the whole season. How we have managed to be where we are with all those injuries. Ben White hasn't participated at all this season. It is what it is. But we want it so much that we're going to give it a real go. We lose 4 players in the defensive line in 1 week. Calafiori, Ben White, Jurriën and Gabby. We have still another 4 that they are so willing that they will do the job. Arteta offers worrying Gabriel injury update ahead of Real Madrid clash. Arsenal manager left sweating over defensive crisis after Fulham win. Arsenal may have edged past Fulham with a gritty 2-1 win on Tuesday night, but the result came at a cost as Mikel Arteta faces a mounting injury crisis just a week before a crucial Champions League quarter-final showdown with Real Madrid. Centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes was forced off just 16 minutes into the match with what appeared to be a hamstring injury, sparking immediate concern among Arsenal fans. To compound matters, Jurriën Timber, who only recently returned from illness, was also withdrawn in the second half after struggling with a knee issue throughout the game. Speaking after the match, Arteta didn't hide his concern. Greater than, we don't know how they are going to be, he admitted. We will be assessing them tomorrow and understand better how we are with those two. If there are two players in this team who never want to come off, it's those two probably. Gabby felt something in his hamstring. We don't know how big that is. Jurriën was already struggling early in the game. He managed to continue, but at some point he just couldn't. That's the downside. Jurriën was a knee injury. The double blow leaves Arteta facing a defensive headache ahead of next week's first leg clash against Real Madrid. Ben White remains unavailable, while Ricardo Calafiori picked up a knee injury while on international duty. With 4 defenders potentially sidelined, Arsenal's depth at the back is being severely tested. Despite the setbacks, Arteta remained defiant, highlighting the team's resilience in the face of adversity this season. Greater than, the good thing is it's been like this all season, he said. You see Martinelli today, we missed him for 3 months. Bukayo Saka was out for 4 months. Kai Havertz, 2. Gabby Jesus has missed almost the whole season. How we've managed to be where we are with all those injuries is incredible. Ben White hasn't participated at all this season. We want this so badly, we're going to give it a real go. We lose 4 players in the defensive line in 1 week. Calafiori, Ben White, Jurriën, and Gabby, but we've still got another 4 who are so willing, and they will do the job. Arsenal will be hoping for positive updates in the coming days, especially with the high-stakes clash against the reigning European champions looming. Bukayo Saka's return, marked by the winning goal, offered a rare silver lining on a night where Arsenal's resolve, once again, will be tested to its limits.